Hello guys, welcome to Open Techno. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a super complete mini PC with a budget of around 500 euros. It's this mini PC I have here, the Beelink 613 Pro. A mini PC that contains an Intel i9 inside and features that make it a perfect computer for everyday use. In this video, I'm going to show it to you in full. Let's see what's inside, what it's capable of doing with the hardware it has inside. Is it really worth getting a computer like this for about 500 euros? First of all, let me tell you that Beelink Incorporated is one of the main brands you can find, more or less affordably, that build this type of computer. This brand has been manufacturing for years and we've tested other models before. These computers work well, are carefully made, and use high-quality components, which we'll discuss later. And we're going to start reviewing this Beelink 613 Pro by looking at its design and the connections it has. As for the design, we're going to have this computer in two colors, a silver gray and a dark gray. Here we have the silver gray model for review and some measurements. On the front, it's 13.5 centimeters, both in width and length. Then the height of this computer is approximately about 4.5 centimeters. Let's see, it's made up of two main parts. The front, where we already have some kind of button and a connection, which I will explain to you next. First, a power button, a reset button, a 3.5mm jack for headphones, a USB-C port with up to 10 gigabits per second connection that we can use to connect peripherals, video. We want various accessories and a USB port. 3.2 Type A. Also, you'll see 4 little dots on the front, which are 4 microphones in an array configuration that will allow us to pick up voices in 360 degrees up to 5 meters away. Microphones that sound pretty good for communications, for example, like video calls. On the back, we're going to have the processor's heat output and again, 2 USB, serial attached small computer system interface, 3.2 ports, and RJ45 Ethernet connection with up to 2.5 Gbps. DisplayPort supports 4K at up to 144 Hz, while HDMI supports 4K at 60 Hz. A USB 2.0 port lets you connect devices like a keyboard, but Bluetooth isn't needed since it's built in. And then we'll have another 3.5mm jack, another USB-C port with 10 Gbps and the power supply. Through these DisplayPort, HDMI and USB-C ports, we'll be able to connect up to 3 monitors to this computer at the same time. Then at the bottom, we'll have everything related to ventilation, where the computer will take in air and then expel it. Well, through an internal water evaporation system which has some pipes, some internal pipes, so it manages to dissipate the heat generated by the Intel i9 we have inside, and with a fan we expel that heat through these vents here. It weighs a little over 700 grams, a super lightweight device, and it won't stop us from putting it in a backpack and carrying it on our back without any problem. The heart of this mini PC is an Intel i9390HK with 14 cores and 20 threads, running at frequencies of up to 5.4 GHz. In addition, we have a hybrid architecture with 6 performance cores and 8 efficiency cores to consume less power. Now, this processor, as you can tell by its name, is overclockable, which means we can increase its frequency even more so that it works even harder. This can be done in the computer's basic input-output system. However, we have a limitation, which is the 65W thermal design power that it imposes on us. Beelink, many may ask, why install an Intel i9 if we then limit the system's overall power consumption? Well, Beelink does it this way because they found that this way they get the best performance out of this processor, even if they're not pushing it to its maximum. However, they managed to keep the temperatures very controlled so that this computer doesn't make much noise, doesn't get too hot, and isn't uncomfortable when it comes to having it on a desk in silence. All of this, of course, keeping in mind that inside we have a high-end processor that's going to give us spectacular performance. Now, along with it, we have 32 gigabytes of double data rate, 5 soldered RAM running at 6000 MHz, and a 1 terabyte SSD from Corsair. They usually use Corsair, a reliable hard drive brand. And we have a slot where we could still add another drive through an NVMe port. Just so you know, it's expandable like this, but the RAM is soldered and can't be changed. The SSD surprised me. It's extremely fast. It boots Windows 11 Pro incredibly quickly. I mean, in less than 10 seconds. We're already opening programs and running at full capacity, having previously shut down the computer. This computer lacks a dedicated graphics card and uses Intel Iris Xe instead. Honestly, I'm not sure if there are different types of integrated Intel graphics here, but I can tell you this. This computer may not suit video editors, photo editors, or graphic designers, but it does include a graphics card. That will allow us to do everyday tasks without any problems, without demanding anything from it at all. I've even played some demanding games, like Fortnite or the new Counter-Strike Global Offensive on my 4K monitor. It's true that I had to lower the resolution, shadows, textures, and so on to make it run steadily at 60 frames per second. You'll see these two games have managed to run well and are perfectly playable on this computer. Also, it doesn't heat up at all and it doesn't make too much noise. It only gets a little louder compared to when it's idle. But it's not a computer that overheats or has these kinds of issues. And as I said, I was surprised that you can actually play certain games on it. This processor is mainly designed for office tasks, such as, for example, programming, compiling video calls, virtualization with Docker or Kubernetes, setting up a network-attached storage server, or cloud. In the end, all these kinds of things really rely more on the processor instead of the graphics card. But really, as long as you're not gamers, I'd say this computer will be good for all the tasks you want to do very smoothly. In fact, I would have liked to train an artificial intelligence model because I've seen that with this processor, it could be done very easily. It's one of the most powerful processors we have on the market today. As for the average household consumption, it's about average. But anyway, in the end, this computer allows us to do any kind of task. As for connectivity, it surprised me. It comes with Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2 and an RJ45 port at 2.5 GHz. Hey, well, maybe this points it a bit more in that direction. More, turning it into a server, media server, or web server. Well, after all, a home automation server with Home Assistant through virtualization. Well, it's very well equipped and lacks nothing. As for cooling, as I mentioned, it has an MSC system they call 2.0, which keeps the temperatures pretty well under control. You'll notice the computer stays just warm at room temperature, even after playing for an hour or more. It releases a little bit of heat from the back, but it's really nothing at all. Compared to a gaming computer, I mean, it's an extremely efficient computer and it really surprised me, especially in that aspect. You know, you can play games on it and it doesn't really struggle. Now, do I think this Beelink 613 Pro is worth the 500 euros it costs? Well, I think it is. If you're not a gamer or a 3D designer, or if you don't do video editing that really requires a lot of graphics power, I think it's a perfect computer for everyone else. It's a computer that I've let people try out for several weeks. My sister has been playing games and using it as usual without noticing any performance issues. It's a computer that's more than enough at all times. It's helpful to have 20 or 30 tabs open in Chrome, make video calls, and use very large Excel spreadsheets. With 32 gigabytes of RAM, for, as I mentioned, virtualization, software development, home servers, or even, well, all of that, video calls, remote work, and so on. It's a computer that excels in every way. So yes, seeing that Beelink has been making good computers for a while now, robust, well-built, with good components and good hardware, I think it's a computer that's really worth it. Hey, if that's what you're looking for, then there you go. About 500 euros. This computer is worth considering since its processor will last a long time. And you just have to connect a wireless mouse, a wireless keyboard, a monitor, and you can absolutely take it wherever you want. I've been using this computer with Wi-Fi the whole time, and honestly at home I have 300 megabit symmetric fiber optic, which has been perfect for downloading games with a stable speed of 70 to 80 gigabytes, and they've downloaded in 20 to 30 minutes. What about online gaming? Honestly, its Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chip works really well. Since I haven't seen any latency spikes or drops, it's run like a Swiss watch, keeping things steady. So it's really good. You don't need to connect it with RJ45 for everyday use at all, and I think it's a computer that's really well equipped when it comes to connectivity. By the way, I forgot to mention it, but it comes with Windows 11 Pro installed, so you won't have to buy a license. You just turn it on, set it up, and start using it. If you have questions about the Beelink 613 Pro, leave them in the comments and I'll respond as soon as possible. If you liked the video and found it interesting, if you like this kind of mini PCs and want us to check out, if you want more on the channel, please leave a like. Personally, I want to try one of these mini PCs with advanced micro devices processors because I've been told that the graphics work much better than Intel's. So I'm really looking forward to keep testing computers like this. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, leave a like. See you next time. Goodbye.